Hi, I'm Jake with Roasty Coffee, and today we're going to be talking about the 12-cup Mr. Coffee standard drip coffee maker that we bought at Walmart. So this is that coffee maker that's right around 20 bucks, maybe a little bit less than that you've seen probably a million different times. And we're going to do a brief review over it, but I'm also just going to give you some tips to where if you're using a budget coffee maker like this, how you can make better tasting coffee at home, even if you're using this machine. So let's take a look at this thing. First, I've got to say that I've got some friends who I won't name, Kiera, who still own this coffee maker from college, and I always give them a hard time about it anytime we visit, because they've got this nice espresso machine and a grinder and all of this stuff, and they've got one of these sitting on their counter from like 20 years ago, and I'm just like, come on guys, it's time to upgrade that thing. So if you're watching this, it's time to upgrade that thing. So let's talk about this thing. So one of my favorite features on this particular machine is the on switch. Yes, that's about all there is to it. You flick this thing on, and I've actually got my coffee grinds ready to go. I've got my water in here for 4 cups. And for simplicity's sake, you can't beat it, because it really is just a flick of the switch. And now it's brewing that coffee. And so while it's doing that, what I wanted to say is that one of the ways that you can make better coffee in a machine like this is by buying fresh beans and grinding them fresh. And so that really does make a big difference in your coffee. And so I feel like a lot of times you don't have that combination. Like if you're buying a $15 to $20 coffee machine, you maybe aren't going out and buying beans from a local roaster that were freshly roasted, or having them shipped directly to you when they're super fresh. And you may not own a burr grinder or something like that. So those things don't usually go hand in hand. However, if you do have a budget coffee maker, maybe find a nice burr grinder that you can get, or even a budget-friendly burr grinder, and start buying better local coffee beans. And that's what I've done here. And so I'm interested to see how the taste is going to compare to some of the other coffee makers that we've been testing out, including the Mocha Master, the Breville Precision Brewer, and you can check out some of those videos if you would like. But essentially, we've prepared the coffee beans the same way in each of those. And so now I'm going to test it out in what was a $17 Walmart coffee machine. All right, our coffee is finished brewing, and one of the things that you may have noticed is that we opened up the lid for you just to kind of show one of the limitations of a budget machine like this, in that some of the grounds really weren't even getting touched by the water, which of course isn't ideal. You want to have, that's why when you see a machine like a Mocha Master or something like that, it's got a stream head that's designed to sort of spread the water out evenly, so everything's sort of getting extracted, and all the beans are getting touched by the water, and there's a lot that goes into that. So this is sort of just got that one, it's just kind of dripping it into that one spot, and so it's not going to be as consistent, of course, but hey, it's a $20 coffee machine. So without further ado, I'm going to give this a taste. And as I said, I did grind the beans fresh. I used the same exact setup that I did with some of the previous reviews we did with $300 plus machines like the Breville Precision Brewer, the Mocha Master. So I'm curious how this tastes. So it definitely tastes different, and not in a good way. It's not terrible. I'm not a coffee snob, but I do have a nice coffee setup at home. So this is decent coffee. Like I would drink it, but it's noticeably different than the high-end machines that I've used before. All right, so to wrap this up, it's a $15 to $20 Mr. Coffee Maker machine. So it's not award-winning coffee, but it's decent. If you are using a budget machine like this, or this is where you're starting out, my suggestion would be to make better coffee, would be to buy fresh whole bean coffee beans, get a burr grinder at home, and start there. And I think you'll notice a flavor difference. And then if you want to step up your game, maybe you go to a $100 Ninja coffee maker or something like that. And before you even go high end to something like a Mocha Master or a Breville, which is going to give you excellent drip coffee at home, you can sort of make do with this machine and get by with it. So if you're interested in this kind of old school Mr. Coffee machine that you've seen 1,000 times, it's still available at Walmart, at Amazon, etc. So you can click on the link below, check that out, or watch some of our other videos where we do similar hands-on reviews with some higher end machines, and see if maybe one of those is a better fit for you. Thanks for watching.